Welcome to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam, the food, wine, and shopping diva. So you know it is November 1st today, if you're listening on today's date. But you know what? You've got to kick off the month, a new month, with the diva. Diva Linda's here, of course. And we have Robert Schueller back from Melissa's Produce. You've got to go to melissas.com. And we are going to be talking about top trends for holiday produce for 2025. It's, in the season now where we're having cocktail parties. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving, all the different holiday events and dinners and all these wonderful things are coming up, which is pretty exciting. So getting your menu planned, Linda Kissam has a wonderful article that gives you some great ideas, not only what to cook and to venture out and do something different, and even how to do table decor using fruits and veggies and all kinds of good things. So I'm excited about this. Diva Linda, how are you? Back in Arizona, she is.
Back in Arizona, it's 90 degrees today, and
Wow.
I got a wine shipment yesterday, and
Oh.
90-degree weather, not so good, but that's living in Phoenix. So there you go.
Wow. And I heard you got rain in Phoenix too.
We were only home like 2 days, and the big 3-day rain came. That was torrential, to say the least. So lots of repairs needed up and down the street. For that kind of torrential rain, if you have a problem, you're going to see it through that. So I don't know.
Yeah.
We had to clean gutters, and we had to rescue plants and just all sorts of things. And didn't think it would be now, but there you go. Rain is great, and come on down. It's okay.
She brought Pacific Northwest to Arizona, and
There was
instead of
hardly any rain this summer in the Pacific Northwest. So we get here, we got all the rain we can use. So there you go.
well, there it is. Well, Robert, how are you doing? What's going on in your world? Because you've got all kinds of new things happening at Melissa's, I know.
Well, Melissa's located in Los Angeles, California. We're the largest variety supplier of produce in the United States. So our products are very accessible in all 50 states there. We're having a heat wave here in the fall, but, we're Southern California. So we have very temperate weather throughout the year, not a lot of seasons or rain for that matter there. But that is to come. So we'll see.
Today we're in Lubbock, Texas, where it decided to freeze last night and go into a freeze for tonight and tomorrow night. And it's in the 60s, but at least it's sunny. So there we go. Put your socks on. That's all I have to say. Well, I'm so excited about this because there are so many, new things to talk about, new things that are nostalgic. I think I was emailing you that, Robert, that what Melissa's has put together is some really, we've gone British with this, haven't we? I feel. Don't you think, Linda? I mean, you've gone to England so many times, and this is kind of like quintessential England when it comes to holiday fare. What do you think?
Well, it's a big surprise. Robert's always very kind to send both you and I a little a gift package before we do.
No, it's not little. When Melissa's is coming, here comes the big box.
Did I say little? It's not little. It's big. And then that's the way that we prepare for the show and see what's new. And the quince is interesting because we don't see it much. I didn't see it much growing up. So, I had to research it and so forth. And I gave it a shot to do quince jelly, and maybe not so much for my skill set, but I may have Robert send it to my sister, who's the cook in the family. And she may be able to, her and her little cooking group may be able to figure out just how great a fruit it is. I understand, though, that you have a funny quince story. What is that?
Well, so we were on our way here from another part of Texas, and the shipment came, and, as we pet sit as we travel across the country, and our friend that we're taking care of, Queen Koozie the cat, and today is National Cat Day. She's wanting extra treats. She says, Lisa, this huge delivery box came for you. And I'm like, oh my, you got to open it. And I said, you try something, I want to see what she like, because she loves to cook. And so she starts taking me photos, and I'm like, sending me photos, and I'm like, what are those? She goes, I think they're pears. I'm not sure. We found the persimmons. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Are the persimmons not like royalty,
Wonderful.
right? And she's going, I think they're pears. I'm not sure. She gets her mom. So mom's like, it's quince. Mom runs off with quince, right? There's a couple left because now she's like, she thinks there's pears. And then her mom comes over to check everything out. No, this is this. So we get here. And the first thing I do is I've got to taste the quince. It looks like a pear, must taste like a pear. So I know you're all shaking your heads. Well, the first thing is go to melissas.com. They describe every fruit, vegetable, piece of produce, snack. You're going to know exactly what to do with it. And they have so many recipes on there. But I just got excited because it's something new from Melissa's. And I took a big old bite out of the quince and realized right there that this is not how it's done. Okay. So everyone's looking at me. I put it away, cut off that piece and put it in the fridge. And that next morning, so now I message her, and she's in England now at this time. She'd gone and flown to London, and she messages me, did you try it? I'm like, you don't eat that. She goes, I know. I've just been to Hampton's Court. Hampton's, yes. And behold, she's in the kitchen, touring the kitchen. And she takes a photo from a cookbook, and they have a display that includes quince. And this cookbook, the sheet from this is from 1608. 3 recipes that I cannot read. When you think about looking at Old English, you're not going to know. But one of them, the second one, is how to make an excellent marmalade, which was given to Queen Mary for a New Year's gift. And it goes into, I don't understand it, but there's ginger, cinnamon, cloves, mace. They do something with musk and amber and dissolve in fairy water. Fairy, I don't know, but I won't go into all of that. And then you put it in your marmalade boxes and present it to whom you please. I understand that, but I really don't know what they're talking about. There's one that you do something with liquor, so I want to try that, but I don't understand what they're saying. And then, yeah, it's all marmalade, really. So there we go. But I thought marmalade, like from quince, is a different color. So I'm confused, Robert. Who started with the quince? Was it the royal family?
Well, it's one of the most oldest varieties of fruit that is available globally. It goes back over 4,000 years. It was cultivated in Asia and the Mediterranean. It's used in Latin dishes, Middle Eastern, and also here in the United States. It's one of those fruits that is highly seasonal domestically in the United States just during the last 4 months of the year. And the jelly or jam or paste that you're referring to is what is called membrillo, which is made of the quince. So most often not, quinces are enjoyed not raw, but in a cooked form. It looks kind of like a yellowish apple on the outside, almost pearish, like you mentioned. It has after it's cooked, very similar flavor profile, somewhere between an apple and a pear.
Mm-hmm.
But no, you do not want to go up and just bite into it. It is very different than your average
Sorry.
apple.
But I know better to go to melissas.com. But she just said pear, and I went, okay, I'm eating it like a pear. I just got excited. But I do, again, I'm saying go to melissas.com when you see produce. Even take your phone. Obviously, we all do when we go to the store. And look at things, take a photo, and I'm telling you, it's going to come from Melissa's if you don't know what it is. Because you have all the different things that, are not, you're the ones with the pink pineapples.
Oh,
That
yeah.
is one of the most, yeah. And when you get a pink pineapple, look it up. Look it up. But there's a lot of good things. I say for the holiday season, everyone should have a pink pineapple. Isn't that when they go on sale at the end of the year?
Yes, most often, even though the pink glow pineapple is available on a year-round basis, it's a pink flesh pineapple that has no acid. It tends that a lot of the retailers like to promote them around every major holiday. And as you know, Thanksgiving is the next major holiday coming up, of course, with Hanukkah, Christmas, and New Year's. People like to put it out on with their meats and cheeses on a charcuterie board, used in drinks, which is again popular during the holiday season there. That's a fruit that has become really popular when we introduced it with the grower Del Monte back in 2019. It's just a totally different pineapple than you're used to.
Quince, I think it's going to be fantastic for the holiday season because you can you can make a paste like you were saying, or the marmalade. And I've actually had it more as a paste and in a Danish. You can do your own pastry with it. And that to me would be, it's beautiful. And it's got a really nice, you know what? I actually think it almost goes towards a guava, depending in a way. There's a slight, yeah, whatever you do with a guava, you could do with a quince, you know? But it's nice. It's a very velvety kind of, just don't eat it raw. The texture's a little harsh, so it does need to be cooked down. But thank gosh we have others here, so we're okay. But I thought, oh boy, they're going to get so mad at me because I did what I wasn't supposed to do. But it was a learning experience, and who knew the Queen was getting it as gifts? So I love that. I love that history. I know it's diva-ish.
That's right. Well, there's so many wonderful things that are coming up, excuse me, up, for the holidays. And I was surprised at the roasted chestnuts. So those they're steamed and peeled, right? The chestnuts. And so if you're thinking about being somewhat traditional and you want chestnuts, Melissa's makes this wonderful package of roasted steamed chestnuts. And I think it looks great. You can put it out there, people are going to love it. And it's just a different kind of thing. I was reading an article about what some of the newest trends in fall produce are. And what they said was that what's suggested is that people are using spices more than they have in the past. So if you're at your local market or you go to Melissa's, how many spices do you have? 5 spices in that 5-pack? Is that how it is?
Oh, you're referring to the spice grinders.
Grinders.
I love those.
The grinders, we have a Himalayan pink sea salt, a rainbow pepper, an Italian, an Asian, and an everything like you would use on bagels there. They've been a popular spice line. I mean, there's not a spice that we don't do at Melissa's, but that's a unique spice grinder that we do offer. And yes, Linda, 'tis the season for not only fresh chestnuts, but Melissa does a chestnut snack. And what you were referring to, where the chestnuts are already um, um, broken open, and packaged, steamed, ready to go, literally out of the package. Because during the fall seasons, this is the time of the season you would see, pumpkins and different varieties of winter squash. You would see, flavors of cranberry and pumpkin and sweet potatoes. But chestnut is really seasonal for only fresh, which are typically only available October, November, December. Then they disappear until the next year. But the Melissa's steamed and ready to go chestnuts are available on a year-round basis, predominantly these last few months leading into the holidays, where they're used, whether, like in a stuffing for Thanksgiving, which is popular, or used as a side dish with some other veggies, cauliflower, green beans, some of the other accompaniments that you would do even during Hanukkah, Christmas, and also the New Year's.
Chestnuts is so Christmassy. And when I lived in England as a little girl, that's when they came out. You could get them on trees. And we used to play knockers, like conkers. I can't explain this game, but you conk each other out with your nuts. you just you just go and you anyway. That's what we did as kids. But then you'd find them on the table, and it was a big deal during the holiday season. And They even put it like, because lamb is a big deal in England. The lamb, you eat a lot of lamb, and that would be like a roast, and then they would have it on this like a side dish with it. I remember that as a kid going, but you took my toy away. But so I just,
The table.
what I think was great though, with what you've done is, and over the holiday season, nuts are a big deal. I mean, who doesn't like, the bowl of nuts and crack them open or have it done ready? And the chestnuts, I think a lot of people, I think this is actually the first time I've seen it in this country, to be really honest. I don't think I've seen chestnuts in this country. No, have not. And I think people are going to go like, I don't know what to do with them. So having them, it's me, how they come are very much like how you do the beets. And I love the beets for holiday season because of the colors for salads and everything is another cool thing. But I love how you package them and made them easy to do, because that's, I think people get nervous about something new, but Melissa makes it easy, you know? So
If you're listening to us and you're sort of wondering how we can be jumping to subjects, and it's because Melissa's offers. How many SKUs do you have? Do you know?
We offer Melissa offers over 1,500 different fruits and vegetables domestically or from around the world when it is in season. So, yeah, anything produce, you can go to melissas.com and search for how to use it, um, recipes. Every single item that we carry at least 3 recipes there. Also, talking about chestnuts, even during this time, you'll see on our website how to roast, and we sell the fresh chestnuts only during
okay.
the months of October through December. But we also sell what is called a chestnut roasting kit, and this is a pan that has holes on the bottom, so it looks like a
No.
frying pan, but there's holes because you probably heard the song. Roasting chestnuts over an open fire. It's a very popular
Jack
Christmas.
Frost. Yeah.
And it's actually really dangerous if you don't know that you have to pre-score the chestnuts before you start roasting them over a flame or a fire. So it's very dangerous, but we make it very easy, and you can go onto our website and we'll have our chestnut roasting kits available with the fresh chestnuts.
This now, for folks going, most of the produce that we're talking about, I mean majority, is in your grocery stores. And that's our thing. As we travel the country, whenever I go to the grocery store, and I'm not kidding, when you see my wallet, it looks really fat, and it's not credit cards or cash. What it is grocery store cards from across the country. I have them for different states and different cities. And the first thing I do when I go to the grocery store, and I was taught to always shop the perimeter. So wine on the one side and produce on the other. And then you get to the cheese, and that's all we need. But anyway, go to the produce, and the first thing we do is look for Melissa's. Now, the most constant Melissa's things that I see in the grocery stores are my favorites, the gemstone potatoes, the little baby Dutch potato. We love these potatoes. And then if they're not there, I try to get the other ones. And no matter what, I get upset at the other potatoes. So I don't know what it is about what is it? What's going on? What is the secret to your potatoes?
And this is very much known for our baby potatoes. In fact, our signature item you mentioned are the Dutch yellow baby potatoes. They are a small potato, about the size of a quarter. So, on the baby potatoes, they cook way faster than a typical potato. The skin is edible. And the neat thing about the Dutch baby potatoes is that I don't know if you've ever noticed when you buy baby potatoes and you keep them on your counter and the skin turns green. Well, that never, ever happens on the Dutch yellow potatoes or the Dutch red potatoes. We also do them in purple, like a blue color as well. So they never spoil because once a potato is exposed to that lighting in your kitchen or sunlight, if you don't use them really fast, they're going to turn green. And when a potato turns green, they actually become toxic. Throw them away. Go buy yourself some other potatoes, specifically Melissa's potatoes. Now, the gemstone potatoes, which you mentioned as well there, Lisa, is a mixture of all our different varieties of potatoes, whether it's the Dutch yellow, the Dutch red, the purple, some of the other varieties as well. And that's a mix pack. That's been really trending because it makes such a great plate presentation with all these different varieties, all usually about the same size, all with the same cooking, but different colors. And this is a trend you've seen in food service for a plate presentation, but it's getting kids to eat more fruits and vegetables, in this case, vegetables, starches on your plate there.
Well, we do it. What I love about the potatoes is that they are so quick to prep. They're pretty clean too when you get them. And you just give them a little scrub, and they cook fast. Because if we have breakfast, like our days are a little crazy, and it's like, okay, what are we going to do? Because I'm not going to stop at lunch. I know if I have to have my Melissa's breakfast. So the Melissa's breakfast. This is the El Special. Okay, you've had all these wonderful onions. We got to get into the onions. And you talked about pickling, Linda, in your article. Everyone, the link is in the episode for that. You got your onions, you got your garlic. You can do your shallots if you want. Now you saute those all up. Okay, you slice those potatoes. You can cube them, do whatever you want. Throw them in there. I like to cook with butter. My waist says I need to stop, but I don't care. Butter, saute in butter, garlic, onion, all the different onions, play with the onions. Okay, get them in there. Garlic is important. Put the potatoes in. Then let it go for like two minutes, maybe. Then you put your sausage in there. Just saying.
Oh, yeah.
No, I know. Don't tell Dr. Jackie, the cardiologist. The only healthy thing I'm about to do this is Melissa's is the healthy part. So then you put your sausage in there. Now you could cut it up or not. And then you put the lid on it. Now you've got seasonings. Now the everything seasonings perfect with that. Perfect. You don't need anything else. Okay. Now it's all. And then the next layer, baby portobello mushrooms. Chop them up thick, layer it on top of everything. This is all in a big frying pan, and you put the lid. You can put some more seasoning, so they want some seasoning. Put your lid on. Make sure you get let it have some steam out, but the steam partially cooks it. But you got that sauteed, and then once it looks like, okay, everything's cooked, then you lift that lid and you saute it up with a little bit more butter so it gets crispy brown, and that sausage will help you. And then I take a couple eggs, I throw them in there, and I take grated cheese, whatever kind you want, and you throw it on top, and then you make a scramble. And I'm telling you, you don't have to eat until midnight. It's the
My
best.
goodness.
It's our
Clever.
big blend. This is our big blend breakfast. And it's the only way I know how to cook eggs. So there it is.
That's good.
So what do you
That's fine.
think, Robert? Is that an okay breakfast?
Yeah, and you're describing, you don't have to be a chef per se to make a delicious meal. It really comes down to using delicious ingredients. And you mentioned about onions, and onions are a key essential in cooking, whether it's on every day for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or for your holidays. And there are all these different varieties of onions to choose from there. Melissa's is known for some of the specialty varieties. You mentioned shallot. The shallot is what I always consider a refined onion. You cannot go wrong using shallots as a replacement to onions, though in the allium family, but it's in its own category because they're nice and refined. But then you have, if you're cooking, like let's say for Thanksgiving, and you want to use a little pearls onion,
Mm.
gold, yellow, or red. The red ones are the sweetest. The gold ones are sweet, but the white pearl onions are the traditional ones they do with peas, and how you can use them in that way. Or like Melissa's boiler onions, we offer them in red, gold, and white as well. And these are good cooking onions. And if you use these essential ingredients, potato, onion, egg, little sausage there, again, you don't have to be a chef to put this all together. You just have to use the right ingredients that are tasty, that will make all your dishes great throughout the day, for any meal that you have. And again, it lends itself into the fall season because, as you know or not, potatoes and onions domestically, our onions and potatoes come out of the famous growing area of Idaho, in the Magic Valley there. And where the soils are volcanic rich. And that's why, if you check, most of your onions and potatoes here in the United States grow in Idaho. And, whether it's shallots, even like sweet onions, like cipollini onions, or your typical red, gold, white, or white, red, white, and your typical yellow. These ingredients each impart a different flavor when you're cooking, but they're essential whether everyday cooking or for your big holidays coming up in November and December.
Yeah, I tried something different with your shallots and your cranberries. Okay, so again, I'm not the cook, right? I don't have time. So I run to the store and I get a rotisserie chicken. Don't tell the doctor, but at least it's chicken and it's not pizza. Okay. Well, you can take the skin part off, right?
Right.
Anyway, get the rotisserie, get the chicken. All right. So now I'm going to make chicken salad. See, this is kind of healthy. Always have a little celery. Now I see the shallot and I was going, well, can we use the shallot? But I thought, okay, refined, exactly like you're saying. I know a good shallot. So a shallot goes really well with butter lettuce because of this soft refinement. And then you put the beets with this too. This is very velvety. We're going to royalty here. Okay. And then you can take your chicken salad. You can make any kind of salad kind of thing like that. But that's where the cranberries get to go in for me in the salad, like a chicken salad, because and you could put a little vinaigrette in there too if you want, or do like a mayonnaise kind of whatever you do, even with coleslaw. It goes really well with coleslaw too. Those cranberries are good in any kind of salad like that. So, but the shallot and the butter lettuce, those two go, and the beets need to be in there.
Yes.
That makes a nice holiday salad.
And you very much touch upon another really big seasonal ingredient, fresh cranberries, which typically become available late October and they kind of disappear by the first of the year. You only find fresh cranberries during that time, but you would be able to find them in the freezer, but they're not so popular. But Melissa has dried cranberries and they go great on a salad, or they go great in a stuffing or side dishes with beans and cauliflower and stuff like that. It's just another one of those essential ingredients, like chestnuts, like sweet potatoes and yams, that are essential during the holiday periods there. And then you also mentioned about our steamed beets. They grow great in a leafy green salad, like you mentioned there. They go great as a side dish. Because the Melissa's peeled and steamed beets are already ready to go in the package. Literally, if you wanted them raw, straight out of the package, you can do that and just throw them in the salad. There's no extra cooking with our Melissa's steamed beets. We offer them not only in red, but also gold, yellow as well. So you have options there, and they could be heated up, just heat to warm, and used as a side dish for your holiday season as well.
And your doctor will thank you for that. They're very good for your cardiovascular system, and they're calming. They keep your blood pressure and your sugars all happy. Yes, trust me, I know. I take a beet supplement, and I feel like I've had like 2 glasses of wine in calmness. It takes you, it's like a natural, take your blood pressure down. Yeah, I'm at that age, it's happening.
I know. You know what's interesting is the pomegranates you sent us. So I grew up in Southern California where they're not very many now, but most yards or several yards on a street would have a pomegranate tree. It was either pomegranates or avocados, right? And, so as a kid, I used to eat them, and I remember that tell us how you get a pomegranate open. So pomegranates are really good, really, really good. They're beautiful for a table decoration, but they're really good to eat. But you have to be very careful, and tell us how to open it and why you have to be very careful with them.
Well, pomegranates, again, one of those essential ingredients that you'll see most often than not in September, October, November, December, January, and early February, because it is the California season and most pomegranates fresh for the United States come out of California. We're blessed being in California to have so many abundant fruit that typically are only available in California. But the pomegranate, yes, I like to wear my pomegranate shirt or my pomegranate apron when I deal with pomegranates, because opening it up, you can go to melissas.com, find details on how to open it up. And
there's a video. I'm going to link it so everyone knows. It's in the episode notes.
So You want to extract the red seed on the inside, which is entirely edible. But Melissa's has done a step forward. Yes, we have the whole pomegranates that have a really good shelf life. I like to chill them before using them. But also, you'll notice in your local produce department, in the refrigerated section, whether it's by the pomegranate or by the bag salads, we have a cup of the pomegranate seeds. Now they're called pomegranate arrows. And so we've taken it a step further where you can just find these cups of just the seeds. So you don't have to deal with cutting it open and putting on your pomegranate shirt or your
Oh,
apron now. And that's a value added item that you'll see we offer it about 6 to 7 months out of the year around the same time that we are currently in this fall season and winter season for fresh pomegranates. Again, an essential ingredient and finds its way on your charcuterie boards or in your salads. It just adds not only the flavor, the crunch, but also the color that the pomegranate has. And just the flavor overall. It's one of those exciting fruits, because a lot of people come to me and say, the fall time isn't that exciting. For fruits. Maybe always vegetables, but fruits, I think they're very exciting. You just have to know how to use these ingredients as we get through the seasons. Yes. So there's not going to be any more peaches, plums, nectarines. You're not going to see the big selection of of other tree fruits that you would see in the summertime, like grapes or apricots or cherries and stuff like that. During the fall and winter seasons, we really get into, we mentioned quince, but all these different varieties of apples, all these different varieties of pears, different varieties of persimmons, which I'm sure we'll talk about as well, pomegranates, and just the huge varieties of different citrus that are just coming into season in November out of California as well. We are blessed. You just have to know how to cook with them or use them in everyday cooking. And our website, melissas.com, makes it or tries to make it really easy.
Well, I think the way you do things make it easy, like the beets and the pomegranates. And Linda, in your article, you talk about how to use food as part of your centerpiece on the table and how to use it as decor. And so I was thinking about that and going, yeah, it's like you're creating a living charcuterie board as a decor.
people really want to feel like they're they have a freshness in their home, a touch of earth, especially during family time. I don't know. There's something about it that uh, I don't know, reminds you of fall family holidays, right? So putting some of these fruits out and they're just beautiful. And then afterwards you can eat them all up. That's really nice. You don't have to store them in your closet in a box for a year. So I don't know, there's lots and lots of videos of how to do this. A simple one is great. You can also send home your table decorations with the people that came to dinner. That's always fun. Get little bags, and if you've done quinces and persimmons and pomegranates and all the other winter fruits, they're so colorful. And then just send them home with your guests. I love it.
Oh,
It's wonderful.
and it's healthy. Okay, so the
It is
doctors are
healthy.
liking this. The doctors are going, okay, we're getting back on track here. And Linda, the other thing is pickling. Did you see that as a big trend now too? I mean, onions, and people are doing these quick. I mean, even if you take a cucumber, you can make your own pickle now. You just wrap it up in salt and whatever, and you got a pickle. So are you
And
pickling? Because you and I
Oh
love
no,
that.
no, I'm not the cook here. I'm the taster, but my sister does that. And Melissa's, Robert can tell us more about this, but they have a variety of things that are already done. And then if you want to do it yourself, they have that available to you. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Melissa's, first of all, I don't know, but you guys, one of our Melissa's new products that we offer is called the Pickling Kit. And in the Pickling Kit, it has the pickling spices, which has always been popular, especially during the fall seasons, because people like to make their own foodie gifts. And so the pickling kit has the Kirby cucumbers, which are the cucumbers traditionally used for making pickles. It comes with the garlic, the spice pack, and then it tells you how to create that. But Melissa offers many pickled produce items that you can use, and it's what we call a pantry essentials, especially during the holiday season. We're known for our pickled peppers like jalapenos, yellow peppers, and also for those pothead, what they call, pepper heads, habanero peppers. But another really popular item during this holiday season is we have fire roasted red bell peppers that are already jarred and ready to go, pickled and ready to enjoy as well. I think the pickling kit, I think we're on to something because every
Oh,
time during this time you go into the stores and it's the end of the summer getting into fall and people take out their last crops, and this is such a wonderful thing that you can do and involve the whole family in making foodie gifts with the produce that you maybe overbought at the store or grown in your backyard. You can do these with little squashes, summer squashes. You can do them with carrots, obviously, pickles. You can do them with a whole variety of peppers there. You'll find a lot of information on pickling on our Melissa's site at melissas.com there. But yeah, definitely. I think, Linda, you're on to something there. Because another thing that people like to decorate beyond just the produce and all the different colors, but all the different squashes and little pumpkins. And believe it or not, as long as you don't carve your pumpkin or the little ornamental pumpkins, the little orange and white ones, believe it or not, they're completely edible. So if you don't use it for your table display, you can then in fact cook with all these different pumpkins and squashes as well.
And make soup, roasted pumpkin and acorn. I mean, the acorn squash, that stuff is good. That is.
that is perfect. We got one of those too. I love
Yep.
those. They're so good, and they can be made in different ways. And boy, we got a lot of really good things. I did want to mention on the pickling. I think you also offer kimchi. Is that right?
Yes, Melissa's has always been known for kimchi, selling the Asian ingredients, napa, bok choy, daikon. But there's actually this pickling craze and a lot of foods that are good for gut health. And so when you say pickling, you're meaning fermented foods that have been stored, and there's a chemical reaction. And these chemical reactions, when pickling, create something that's really good for gut health. Just similar, like kimchi is the Asian version of like sauerkraut in Europe.
Oh, I love sauerkraut.
It's done a little bit different, but the concepts there are, when you pickle or work with cabbage, like with cabbage rolls or pickled cabbage, that's really just an Asian variety of kimchi, which is usually spiced, with chili powder. So the kimchi that Melissa's offers, and we've done that for a long time, we offer it in both hot and mild, though a staple in Korean dishes and some other Asian dishes there have really been making its way, this pickling trend that has been happening across the United States.
I just the pickled onions to me. I grew up on those, and then we moved to the States. I'm like, "Where's my pickled onions?" And you had to go to like a specialty place to go and get them, and because it was like it's like how we eat pickles here. Over there, everything is pickled onion more than pickles. So that's what. And so now I'm like, I see, the little pearl onions. I'm going, oh, you're getting pickled, baby. Come to mama, there's these recipes that are just really quick. You can do them and then put them on hamburgers too. When you just do something quick, you can do them on everything and anything. Yes. Anything pickled is good, and pickled and fermented is good for your biomes or whatever you want to call them.
One last question for you, Robert, and that is, what is the newest produce coming out? So you guys seem to always be in the forefront of finding sources that nobody else has and bringing stuff forward that is a hit. I don't know exactly how you guys do that, but what is the newest thing that we can look forward to?
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Linda. Yes, recently we Annually, there's a big produce show every year. This year, it was at Anaheim, California, just a couple weeks ago. And anyway, this is a great time of the year for introducing new fruits and vegetables to the United States. Melissa always offers new products, value added, pickled. But you asked, what is the newest fruit or vegetable to the United States? And that is this is spanking brand new in the last just couple weeks. Melissa now offers, and I think is the only produce distributor out of South Korea, Royal Vine grapes. So these are a few years ago, Melissa introduced the Muscat Shine grape out of South Korea. We also call them K grapes. If you go to our website, they're a very large, about the size of a walnut grape. And the K grapes, or what is the Muscat Shine variety, are green. They're seedless and they're juicy, and they're the premium grape out of South Korea. Well, this year, because of the K grapes, these large green grapes from South Korea, they look like plastic. They look so fake and unreal, but they're delicious. This, just in the last couple of weeks, we just brought in our first Royal Vine grapes. These look like the green K grapes, but they are red instead of green. And they're, again, large on the vine. They're kind of pricey. They're in our luxury line, but we do service a very luxury market. I mean, we have some really high-end produce. We're the company known for the $400 pineapple. Yes, the Ruby Glow pineapple that is grown by Del Monte in Costa Rica. And Melissa makes exclusively available to the United States because we only get 50 or 60 of them every 3 or 4 months. But the Royal Vine grapes is our newest grape. They come in a pack size just over a pound, about a pound and a quarter. And the retail price, like I said, they're pricey. This is the sticker shock. For about that 1 pound unit, it's just over $35 a package. But
Try it.
Yeah.
I think that sounds good. I love grapes.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Oh.
Now, I have 2 quick questions. One is, what's going on with this purple sweet potato pie that I see everywhere on social media? What is going on?
Well, we had mentioned about sweet potatoes, which a lot of people refer to as yams. Yes, there's what is called the Charleston variety. It is a purple sweet potato. You can get them in large, or you can get them even smaller. And then there's this other purple sweet potato that's been around for a long time. It's called the Okinawan sweet potato. We actually bring them in from Hawaii. They're brown on the outside, but as soon as you cut them open, deep purple.
I
And
love those.
so sweet potatoes, aka yams, is unique because it's the only vegetable, well, no, one of only 2 vegetables that I know people make pies with. The other vegetable people make pies with is rhubarb. But
Oh, yes.
the sweet potatoes, the purple yams, and the Okinawan sweet potatoes, you can also make a pie with as well. It's very similar to this very common vegetable that is related, just a little different, called ube, EUBE, which is used in a lot of sweet desserts, especially like Asian. It's been a really trending flavor. However, ube in itself is not available fresh in the United States. You can use purple sweet potatoes and yams or Okinawan sweet potatoes if you wanted an ubi substitute. But I've seen like ubi frozen yogurt and ubi danishes and ubi desserts.
Oopy doopy.
Yeah. And that's not going away. It's been really trending for the last 5 years. And, people really like the colors in it differently in fruits and vegetables and in presentation. Ubi happens to be bright purple in color. And so, yes, you can make desserts with them like pie. But one of the biggest trending ones right now is that Dubai chocolate trend that's going on. And Melissa is known now for our pistachio dessert sauces. I don't know if I've gotten some over to you.
Those.
Delicious. So Dubai chocolate is a mixture of using both dark or chocolate with pistachio flavors. So you're seeing this Dubai whatever popping up in your stores. Most new, because Linda, you mentioned what's new. So Melissa does a gourmet caramel apple, especially during the holiday season. And just 2 weeks ago, we introduced our Dubai chocolate caramel apple, which is a gourmet apple. You go to our website, melissas.com. You can find out about how to get one and or to possibly where to find them in the stores, because Melissa's is known for gourmet caramel apples, typically only during the holiday season and leading up to other holidays like Valentine's Day. So that is another big trend that has been happening. So we've touched upon using as trends here for the holiday season, ornamentals and using your fruits and vegetables in the display. But not only that, um,
Gifts.
taking it one step further and eating the display after you use it. Two, this pickling trend, not only of pickles, but of other veggies and giving them as gifts by creating pickling because of this fermentation thing that has been good for your gut health. Three, color. The sweet, the purple sweet potatoes and Okinawan sweet potatoes, the bright, vivid color you're going to see as a big trend for the holiday season. And finally, that Dubai chocolate thing that won't go away and will stay around for a long time there are probably the four biggest trends we'll see this holiday season.
Wow. And also, Diva Linda, I think you're going to agree with me that how you were talking about gifts. Now there's all kinds of kits. Like we played with the tamale kits, right?
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh,
remember the
yeah.
tamale kits last year
Yeah.
and the gift baskets. So I say what a great gift is the gift baskets of fresh produce and wine, barbecue kits. I mean, all of it is there. And some of us who live in the Southwest get to barbecue year round. So for your barbecue lover. And it comes with the whole thing on how to put your vegetables on the barbecue, and that barbecue kit and has portobellos and all of that. And you could use those onions on a shish kebab. It's got all, yeah. Now I need a barbecue, but I don't know how to, I'm going to have to put someone to work to barbecue. I did a little bit of barbecuing, but yeah, this is good. So don't you think the gift baskets, Diva Linda, would be the thing?
Oh, well, see, the best thing about this is you have to know that if you buy something, anything, and the gift baskets are certainly one of these, it's quality,
Mm-hmm.
right? It's quality. If you pay a little bit more for it, good, so that you don't send something to somebody and they get the ick factor, like, oh, well, it looks good, but it didn't taste so good. Everything that comes from
Yeah.
Melissa's is hand picked, hand sourced, hand everything. It's just, I don't know, very thoughtful company, a very conscious company. Can you tell us a little bit about, I know we're running out of time, but can you tell us a little bit about the baskets and especially the holiday baskets?
Yes, thank you. So at melissas.com, if you're undecided on what you want to do to send gifts to your family and friends during any of the holidays, Thanksgiving, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's, or just birthdays or anniversaries, you can go to our website and we have so many different to choose from. So Lisa was talking about some of the different grilling baskets that we offer. Barbecuing baskets that we offer. We have a grilling essentials, we have a grilling basket, and a vegetable grilling basket as well. So there's three different ones. If you're blessed like me, Linda, and Lisa, that we're all in the Sun Belt states, we barbecue and grill on a year-round basis there. But we do have other seasonal baskets, whether you like citrus or whether you like baby vegetables or whether you like some of the more popular holiday ones, is the deluxe exotic and tropical. It has just an array of tropical fruits like dragon fruit and cherimoya and passion fruit. These are all the flavors of around the world, whether if not grown here domestically, we source from around the world to bring it to you. So these gift baskets are really hard to be able to duplicate because of so many different varieties and specialty varieties that you find in there. In fact, we take it a step further. We do our gift baskets, we also offer them with fine bottles of wine, which I know Linda and Lisa, you guys appreciate. Giving gifts of wine and spirits is very popular. Usually with maybe candy or chocolates or something like that. But we actually have them paired with different varieties of fruits. One of the exciting ones is we have this Asian pear one with a champagne type prosecco. We have these tangerines ones that pair well with another bottle of wine there. So whether you always love to give a gift of wine to your family and friends, and with that extra health, fruits and vegetables, there's about 35 different varieties of gift baskets using fruit and incorporating, in many cases, wine as well. Just check it out. And you'll make your holidays easier because we can ship them to anywhere in the continental United States.
And it's exciting to open the Melissa's box, And if you have cats, they love the Melissa box after you take everything out.
Yeah.
So don't forget, well, it's like kids, at Christmas, kids start playing with the boxes and the paper more than the gift. So just keep some of Melissa's boxes around. But thank you so much, Linda. Again, you've got such great ideas for the holiday season. And, it is a time to get together and put politics aside, sip some wine, enjoy some good fruits and vegetables. And remember, the food and the drink is there for any time someone says something that you want to say something back to. Take a bite, take a sip, and it's all good. Or take a bite out of a quince.
Oh, no.
Now, listen, I'm telling you, on pastry, quince preserves on pastry is to die for. So I think we talked about a lot of luxury today, but a lot of luxurious flavors and foods and decor, but at the same time, it's accessible and, economical depending on where and what you're getting. So very cool. If you're getting those grapes, that's a little bit of a sticker shock, but hey, they're red. And that goes for, you don't need to buy Christmas decorations. They're red, so it's a good gift. I think that's pretty good. So thank you so much, Robert. It's always good to have you on the show. Melissas.com. Also go to allingoodtaste.info for Diva Linda. She is here every first Saturday because she likes to kick off the month with us. And her article is linked in the episode notes. And today's show debuts our very new Eat, Drink, and Be Merry Substack. So you'll find it on there as well. So we'll link some recipes and the pomegranate, how to open it. They've got a great video showing you how to do that on melissas.com. So we'll link that as well for everyone. So thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to Big Blend Radio with travel writer Linda Kissam. Keep up with Linda at allingoodtaste.info. You can read her articles in Big Blend magazines and keep up with us at bigblendradio.com.